What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to step 8, the final step of how to create a wholesaling business. On this one, we're gonna talk about escrow management. So let's be honest for a second. You can do everything right in a wholesale deal. You get the property under contract, you line up your buyer, you think you're about to get paid, and then the entire thing blows up in escrow. It happens. Maybe there's a title issue. Maybe the buyer can't come up with the money. Maybe the agent is panicking. This is real life, and these curveballs will absolutely show up if you're not doing enough deals. In this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how to handle you closing your wholesale transactions, from navigating escrow and title hiccups to handling buyer financing problems, and how to keep everyone calm so you actually get paid. I'll also share some scripts, some practical advice, and even show you some examples so you can see how to do this step by step. Let's jump in. All right, let's start with one of the biggest deal killers in real estate wholesaling. What we were just talking about, the title and escrow problems. These are the invisible landmines. Everything can look great on the surface, motivated seller, good price, excited buyer, and then boom, title comes back with a big old mess. First, liens. You might see unpaid property taxes, mechanics liens, or even an IRS lien sitting on the title report. These have to be cleared before you can close, no exceptions. So what do? Call title right away and get the title report. Get the full breakdown, how much is owed and to who. Then call the seller and say, hey, just a heads up, title found a few liens on the property, including one for unpaid taxes. Nothing to panic about. We see this all the time. The good news is title will help handle it, and we'll just need to factor in those costs on the back end before closing. The key is staying calm and confident. Sellers feed off your energy. If you're cool, they'll stay cool. Probate issues. This one's tricky. If the owner passed away and the person trying to sell the house doesn't have the full legal authority, the sale is frozen until probate is complete. So what should you do? Ask early before you get into contract. Quick question, is the person on title still living? And if not, has the property already gone through probate? If the answer is no, loop in your title company and see if they can recommend a probate attorney. Then let the seller know, looks like we'll need to go through probate before we can move forward. I've got a few people who specialize in this. Let me connect you. It can take a bit of time, but once that's handled, we're good to go. Be the problem solver. Most wholesalers run away from the probate deals. You'll stand out by helping them navigate through it. Yes, you might need to find a buyer. Yes, it might take months, but then you'll actually help someone get through a hard situation. Divorce situation. This one gets emotional. You've got two sellers, usually not on the best terms, and you need signatures from both of them. If one is holding out, the deal stalls. So what's the move? Start by asking, are both of you aligned on selling right now? And do both of you have access to sign paperwork? If there's tension, tell the listing agent or the seller. Totally understand this is a delicate situation. My only goal is help you both move on cleanly. If it helps, I'm happy to communicate separately with each party so we can keep things smooth and respectful. Be a neutral third party. Empathy is your superpower here. Another situation I've dealt with, seller no-shows. This happens more than you think. You're ready to close, buyer is wired in, and the seller ghosts you. Why? Cold feet, misinformation. Someone offered them more money. Maybe someone told them they could get even better deals somewhere else. Here's what to say when this happens. Hey, I noticed you missed the signing today, totally okay, just want to make sure you're all right and see if there's anything you're concerned about. We're still fully committed to buying the home and can close whenever you're ready. Sometimes a calm message is all it takes to get things back on track. But if they've fully changed their mind, you really can only either sue them or walk away. I personally, most of the time, walk away unless I'm gonna make like 100 grand or more, because I wanna protect my energy and move on to the next deal. I'm doing enough deals where one deal doesn't matter. That's my personal opinion. Here's another curveball, missing payoff letters. Escrow needs the official payoff letter from the seller's mortgage lender in order to pay off their loan and close the transaction. If it's delayed, the whole deal is stuck. So what do? call escrow and say, hey, is there anything I can do to help get the payoff demand faster? Can we have the seller call their lender directly to speed it up? And then let the seller know the title company needs one last thing from your lender, the official payoff letter. If you call them directly, it usually speeds things up. That's what I do. I say to a lot of sellers so that the lender can get it to them and then we can close. Now this is an interesting one. Certain escrows don't like assignments. So some escrow officers don't want to handle assignments. They either don't understand wholesaling or their company has a policy against it. Obviously try to do your research before you put them as the title company and just do it a different way. If necessary, you can pivot to a double close. So you can call the title company and say, hey, totally understand if your company doesn't allow assignments. In that case, we'll just do a double close. I'll fund the A to B side and our end buyer will close the B to C. We'll send both contracts shortly. You don't need to explain wholesaling, just adapt. You're gonna need a transactional lender, so hit me up on Instagram. It's my name. If you need a really good one, I'll get you guys in contact. Lastly, sometimes the listing agent or even the seller's agent gets weirded out by your assignment. They think you're trying to change the deal for some reason. Here's what I've said in those situations. So, hey, totally get the confusion. To clarify, nothing changes on your seller's side. Same price, same terms, same closing date. All I'm doing is assigning my portion in the contract to my buyer. Seller still gets everything they originally agreed to. If they're still nervous, offer to walk them through it with the escrow officer on a 3-way call. Education and transparency builds trust. So bottom line, these are really common issues, but if you know how to stay calm, explain clearly and act fast, you'll close more deals than anyone else in your market. Okay, now let's talk about the buyer side, because buyers can blow up deals just as fast as title issues. Your buyer might lose their funding at the very last minute. They might fail to wire the earnest money deposit. They might suddenly back out after inspection, claiming they found new issues, or they might just disappear and ghost you completely. There are a couple different ways to deal with all of these. The best way is have backup buyers, right? Before closing day. If you're getting like a weird feeling about a buyer for whatever reason, I recommend sending a simple message to 3 or 4 other buyers you trust. Let them know that if for any reason your primary buyer doesn't close, you'll reach out. A message as simple as, hey, I may have a deal coming back available. If my current buyer doesn't close, would you be second in line? Can you save us from a nightmare if the other guy falls out? Another way is having private money resources on deck. I have hard money lenders that can close in 3 to 5 days if necessary. This makes it where if I need to close, no problem. I close and then put it on the MLS or sell it to the next buyer. A lot of times I get way more money this way, but you have to be careful and understand your numbers. Otherwise, you might be left with a property you do not want. So now let's talk about communication. When a deal starts to fall apart, your ability to communicate clearly is what will hold everything together. You have to stay calm. No matter how stressful it gets, if you panic, everyone else will panic too. If you're dealing with an agent who is getting worried, you can say something like, I completely understand this is stressful, but I'm on top of it, and I'll update you the moment I have more information. That reassurance goes a long way. You need to talk to the seller about a delay. You could say, hey, we've run into a small title hiccup, but I'm actively working to get it resolved. I'll keep you posted so you're never left in the dark. If you're speaking with your escrow officer, you might say something like, hey, is there anything I can do to help this move forward or help clear title? Like, let me know so we can keep moving forward. The key is confidence and constant updates. Even if things are messy, people trust you more when you sound in control. Here are some examples that I've had in the past that I took from past calls, right? Hey Ashley, I totally get how stressful this kind of stuff is. Honestly, I've been in a bunch of deals like this before and I just want to reassure you I'm 100% on top of it. Right now, we're dealing with a small hiccup on title, but I'm coordinating directly with escrow, doing everything I can to move this forward. The moment I get clarity, you'll be the first to know. Do you think your seller is open to a short extension just in case we need it? Ashley. I don't know. They're already frustrated. I'm getting nervous too. I don't know if you guys are going to perform. Switching back to me. I hear you. I'd be nervous too if I didn't know what was going on, but I promise I won't let this go sideways. I'll loop you in as soon as I get the update from escrow. Probably with the next few hours, I've got you with another update. And then that calms down the agent and you're doing way better. So here's like the same conversation, but with the seller directly. Hey, Mr. Thompson, just wanted to personally give you a quick heads up. We ran into a small snag with title, nothing major, but it's one of those things that could push us back a couple of days. Good news is I'm already working on it with the title company and I'll be keeping you in the loop every step of the way. I just didn't want you to feel like you were left in the dark. seller. Is this going to mess up the wholesale? Do you know what's going on? Like, when are we gonna close? No, not if I can help it. I've seen this kind of thing before. We've always gotten it resolved. Just want you to know it's on my radar and I'm handling it. I'll call you again tomorrow with an update or sooner if anything changes. Constantly have to be dealing with problems. You just have to be calling people down. Here's an example with like Escrow that you can use when you're trying to figure stuff out. Hey Escrow, quick question. Is there anything you need from me right now to help clear title? I wanna make sure I'm not holding things up on my end. Escrow. Actually, yes, we're waiting on a payoff statement and a lien release. Okay, perfect. I'll follow up on those right now. Try to do my best to get them to you ASAP. If you're having trouble getting in contact with the bank, I'll find out the information from the seller and we'll keep this thing moving, all right? Appreciate you. Stay calm even if others aren't. Give regular proactive updates, offer reassurance, and show you're taking action. Speak with confidence even if chaos is happening behind the scenes. Okay, let's talk about some smart contingency strategies to protect your deal. First off, always make sure the language in your purchase contract allows for an assignment. That makes sure that you're actually able to wholesale it. If you didn't have that properly in there, Escrow might not do your assignment for you because you didn't say you're able to do the assignment, right? And in that case, you're gonna have to double close and that's gonna cost you a lot more money. You gotta be realistic about your closing dates. Make sure it's not like 3 days. Try to make it like 14 to 21. Don't promise the seller you can close in 3 days. That's not enough time. That's how you get in trouble, and this will help you protect your earnest money by having these types of things. Also make sure in your contract you have inspection contingencies or other flexible language, so if you have an out if something goes terribly wrong or you can't find a buyer. If the deal completely falls apart, don't be afraid to pull out and restart the process with one of your backup buyers. It's far better to do that than close on a deal where you know you're going to lose money. Lastly, let's talk about your own systems so you're not scrambling every single time you close a deal. Having a simple deal checklist is a game changer. This way you never forget important steps like verifying payoff statements, confirming signatures, or checking title. It also helps to save a few text and email templates ahead of time communicating with the agent, the seller, and the escrow officer when there's a delay. This way, you're not trying to figure out what to say when the pressure is on. You should also check the buyer's proof of funds as early as possible, ideally before they even sign your assignment agreement, so that you know they're going to be able to close. This saves you from having a buyer back out because they couldn't actually close. And then finally, you should keep a list of trusted escrow officers and title companies who actually understand how wholesaling works. And if you don't want to deal with any of this, you can hire a transaction coordinator who's really skilled in this type of stuff. My favorite is Love Francis. I'll put an affiliate link below for her. She's amazing. Once you find good escrow companies, good agents, good sellers, all that good stuff, your life will be 10 times easier. And also, if you want to do it yourself, I'll share the checklist template in the description below if you want to download it and start using it right away. So there you have it. That's the final step of building a wholesaling business. Escrow and title chaos is a real part of the business, but now you have some knowledge, some scripts, some systems to handle it confidently, keep your deals moving forward. If you guys have any recommendations or wants or needs on how to run your wholesale business, comment below and I'll turn your comments into videos answering any of your questions. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.